Totally. So I'm Finn. I grew up in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is about like 30 minutes away from the Grand Canyon, give or take, depending on traffic. And I am a film and digital media major originally, but I also do international relations, so I'm dual majoring. Yeah.
And how did you make your way from Arizona to Rome? What was the path that led you to where you are?
So that's kind of the big story that probably will answer quite a couple questions. I'll start. It was last September. I came here, I broke my foot, and what happened was I was on crutches for about 6 months, and I couldn't do anything. I kind of was like, what is the craziest adventure I can go on right now? And so I decided to sign up to do an exchange student program. Both my parents have done it, and it was just something I kind of grew up with, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'll do it. So very much on a whim, I chose Italy. I knew I wanted Europe, but they were kind of just like, what do you want to go? And I was like, all right, Italy. So last year I was an exchange student in Orvieto, which is like a tiny town just in between Florence and Rome, in Umbria. And I was there for 6 months. I originally signed up for a 10-month program, but as 2020 striked, we had to get sent home early because of coronavirus. I wanted to stay for another 4 months. I felt like I got robbed of this experience of being abroad, but then my brother, while I was in Orvieto, he got accepted into the American University in Bulgaria. And then I was like comparing the universities, and because when I was an exchange student last year, I got into film and like digital media and doing photography, and John Cabot didn't have that. So that's why I chose AUR instead of that. So it's kind of been like build up of about a year of ups and downs, but yeah, that's kind of the main storyline, I guess, backstory. Totally. So not only if I hadn't have broken my foot, but if coronavirus didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. So unfortunately, which is something that is hard to say because of the fact that a bunch of people have had very terrible things happen to them because of the pandemic, I very much have a silver lining in the fact that I got sent home early. And because I got sent home early, I took effort into graduating a year early to come back to university because I really wanted to finish out my year. So I kind of, I have to say thank you to it a little bit, unfortunately.
And did you yourself have any doubts about coming back? Was your resolve to come and study in Italy, was that shaken at all with the pandemic? Or?
No, not with the pandemic, most definitely not. Because like I said, thanks to the pandemic I was here, but I was very unhesitant to come back. I got back to the United States and I really didn't want to go back to high school because I just had this grand adventure and I wasn't ready to assimilate back into my home culture. And so I was like, I want to go back as soon as possible. So there was very little hesitation, yeah.
In addition to the videos you put onto YouTube, you're also a photographer. Correct?
Yeah, I like to do photography. Yeah.
Photographer. What inspires you in your photography?
Oh gosh, that's an interesting question. I guess it's the adventure that it brings. For example, I went to Venice this month that I came here just to go take pictures. And I think that it's hard for me to draw an idea not in the moment. So if I'm out on an adventure and I'm like in the moment and there's something super cool right in front of me, I have really good inspiration on how to take a picture of that. But if I'm just sitting at home, I just always get that creative block. So the thing that drives my inspiration would be just like being in the moment, in the adventure of it, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know, I've never really thought about that.
Okay. So do you have a dream photography shooting location in Rome or in Italy? Or was that ticked off when you went to Venice?
You know, yes, that was ticked off when I went to Venice. That is a photogenic city. There's one thing comes to mind immediately. It's not that grand of an adventure, but last year I took this photo and it was probably one of the best days of my exchange year last year because I skipped school and came to Rome and hung out with a bunch of friends, and we went to the Vatican and we went up to the cupola. And I took this picture overlooking the Vatican and all of Rome from the cupola, and it just got to me, and it was a great picture. I took it with my phone, which was like I could have taken it with a camera with better quality, but it was just a little bit off, and it just got to me. And I had it as my phone screen for a while, and every time I looked at it, I was like, I need to re-get that picture. So when you say that, yeah, I need to go up on the cupola. I was thinking about making a video about it this weekend, so yeah.
So apart from photography and the films you make,
yeah.
do you have any other passions or hobbies or hidden talents?
I don't know about hidden talents.
I'm sure you have a pretty good set.
Yeah. Yeah, when I said I broke my foot earlier, the story behind that is that I was a mountain biker. I did that for about 6 years, I'd say. Yeah. Quite like my whole childhood, my whole identity was wrapped around mountain biking and racing, and I was a competitive athlete. And so I did like scary downhill, like get your adrenaline pumping mountain biking. So I'd say that's my other hidden talent. It's hard to do here in Rome, but yeah, that was my passion for a while.
Since you had your injury, have you been back on the bike?
Yeah. So I had my injury, and then when I healed up right before I went to Italy, I raced around the United States. Yeah, and that was epic. Yeah, totally. And I think if I hadn't have gone on exchange, I probably would still be doing it a lot, and I probably would be traveling a little bit more to do that. But I also changed my identity while I was in Italy, and so it was, I'm not upset about it. I'll ride my bike again someday. Now I'm in Rome.
Hills if you go. And could you give a summary of how is your Rome experience so far?
Amazing. Yeah. It's really interesting because last year when I was an exchange student here, I would only come to Rome on the weekends. I had a friend who lived here. He was from Sweden, and I would stay at his house and we would do weekend things. It was kind of the adventure city. So now that I'm living here, it's kind of like I'm living the adventure because that's what I know Rome as. So that's quite interesting. I like wake up every day excited like you're on vacation, which is something I'm not used to, but I love it. Yeah, definitely. I'm very happy in this city. Yeah.
Okay, and during your time at AUR, do you have any major goals for while you're studying here?
No.
Apart from graduating.
Yeah, graduating would be nice. Major goals other than, I guess, an everyday goal that I have had for years is to wake up motivated, because when I wake up in a bad mood, I'm usually like, it's hard to get out of the bad mood, but when I wake up and I'm like excited for the day, which has happened a lot, like since I've started school, I've woken up excited to go to school, which hasn't happened in a while, and that's great. And so I think if I would have had to say goal for AUR specifically is to just kind of be excited to learn and have my mind ready for molding.
What do you think you missed out on because of COVID? Do you think it's altered the experience from what you...
Yeah. Here in AUR specifically, you mean? No, yes, I think the biggest thing is maybe meeting other study abroads, which I would relate with a lot because of an exchange student last year. Otherwise, not really. I mean, there's a couple field trips like with international relations. I think they were planning on going to Greece or Ireland this semester. That I'm missing out on. But like, I don't know, I don't really care. I'm in Rome right now, and yeah, it hasn't been apparent for me, especially because this is my first time. I don't have anything to compare it with.